Hello, my friends. Welcome. This is a first for me because I have here with me 5 guests at one time. This is the F1VEart Group. It's an amazing group based in San Diego. They're all been collaborating in projects together. And today we're going to learn more about this amazing group. So don't go anywhere. It's going to be great.
Resources, inspiring interviews, business practices, and practical advice to take your art career to the next level. Join Sergio Gomez in today's Artist Next Level and get ready to take control of your career.
Well, my friends, super happy to be back here with you and connecting from Chicago to San Diego to an awesome group, 5 ladies called F1VEart. And this is a group that, started last year, right around pandemic time or so. And we'll find out exactly more of those details. But having together since then, having working and not only working together, but also have formed this group, which they also gave it a name, and they are organizing themselves. And really it's an inspiring story because of how these things can happen, right? How artists can team up with others, and the power of many versus the one, right? There's certain things we can do by ourselves, but when we team up and we have a similar vision, similar focus, amazing things can happen. And that's exactly what we're going to learn from this. And you guys may have remembered my interview that I did way back with Anne Columbuk, last year sometime, right, Anne? And we had this conversation, and we talked about her art, and actually we talked about this group too. Well, now it's been quite a few months since that conversation, and it's great to have you guys back. So I'm going to start with Anne, since Anne is kind of the link in which like this kind of conversation started. So Anne, tell me a little bit. Well, first of all, welcome here. First of all, and if you can tell us a little bit, before I ask you this question, tell us a quick introduction about you, how long you've been in San Diego, and about your art.
Hi, Sergio. Thank you first for having all of us. This is very exciting for us. I've been in San Diego. I'm from Oklahoma. I've been in San Diego for 37 years. And I started painting 10 years ago. And it's been a wonderful experience. I've been painting with these ladies for a few years. And I do a lot of big, colorful paintings, as you can see from behind me. But it's very exciting, a wonderful career, and some of the things that you've introduced have really helped all of us move forward. So it's been really exciting.
Awesome. Well, before we introduce everybody in the group, and give us a quick overview of how this group started.
We've been painting together for a while, and we all, right about at the same time, you had an art challenge that we wanted to do, and it right about the time of the pandemic. So we all were on, and I was like, oh, well, there's Denise, and there's Jael, there's Manaz, there's Susie. And you were introducing different apps and different things to try. And so we all started reaching out to each other. Do you know how to use this app? Or do you know how to do this? Or what do you think about that? And some people knew how to use it, and they would just help the others. And it just kind of started moving. And then we were like, well, can we meet on Tuesday? Can we do this Zoom call? And everybody's like, yeah, let's do it. Let's meet. And it just started working. And then we're like, well, let's meet next Tuesday again. And from there, we meet every Tuesday at 10 o'clock, and we talk about business. We talk about what's going on. We even have what we call the red phone, that when someone hits the red phone in our group, it means we need help right now. Everything has to stop. So it is tremendous how we all work together. And I'm excited for you to talk to all of them, because it's a comfort, I can say. A really warm comfort knowing you have all this support behind you.
That is awesome. Well, I think that's a great introduction. So now let's meet the team. So let's start with Denise. Denise, can you please introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about your work and how long you've been also in San Diego.
Okay, my name is Denise Serro, and I live in North San Diego County in Encinitas. It's a little beach community. And I've always painted in one degree or another. I was a faux painter, a mural artist for many years until I wanted to like bring it in and get small. And I was a representational painter. And then when I kind of met these gals, I started swaying over to the abstract.
They pull you in.
And because everything they would do, I would go, oh my God. And it was just really exciting because I could look at a pear and paint a pear, or I could make it my pear. And now I'm kind of swinging, you know, I've kind of swung back where I've taken that and I'm more of a contemporary painter now, where things in my paintings you definitely recognize. It might be a table setting that's very wonky or whatever. So I've kind of taken my own style with it. So that's been really pretty wonderful. And I do have to say, this is a blessing to have this group just magically happen, because of course it was at a time when you're by yourself, and when you're by yourself as an artist in a studio, you're not really sure. You're reaching out to everything online and you get overwhelmed with it. So when this just kind of like naturally came together, and each and every one of us, I can honestly say we love each other's work. We all own each other's work. There's no competition. Everybody, each person has their own forte they bring into the group, and that makes us so strong. So it's really pretty exciting, and it's exciting to look at them all. Look at you girls sitting here with us. Yeah, pretty wonderful.
That is awesome. Thank you, Denise. That's wonderful. Great introduction. Yael, let's go tell us also a little bit about you and your work, and also your involvement with the group.
Yeah, I'm Yael Yan, and I'm from Mexico City. I live in San Diego, south part of San Diego. So I'm far away from Denise. So we used to meet at a painting class. And like Denise said, we all have our own styles. I'm mostly known for painting chairs. I paint with oils and acrylics, and I'm a printmaker as well. And so we started this group with your challenge. And this is the third time I take marketing classes, but I didn't went this far with those classes, and mostly because I have them as a support group, like newsletter. My English is really bad. I can't send a letter to the world. So they were like, yeah, you can do it and do it. And so I was like, sending it to review, like, Denise, can you fix my grammar or my whatever? So yeah, having a support group is so important, and I couldn't have done it without them. And now that we are involved in charity events and fun events like the traveling painting, it's just a blast. We have just a blast. And we have, like they all said, we have our fortes, we have our secretary, our PR, I'm the money person. They don't know how bad I am with money, but it was an accident. And yeah, we complement each other. So we are really having fun, and I think we can bring this to the next level.
Absolutely. I love that. No, thank you. I think that is so cool. You know, it's really fun to see as we go through everybody, you know, to hear what each one of you also have found to be the sticking point for the group. You know, I love that. So Susie, also give us your insight, quick introduction, and also your involvement with the group.
Okay, I'm
so good so far. It's great.
Susie Zolgadri is my full last name, but I just go by Susie Zol. It's a lot easier for me and for everybody else. So I've been in San Diego for about 30 years, moving across the country from Vermont, and came here with my husband, and we set up shop here, and I just love it here. I worked in corporate for many years. We owned an insurance agency together, my husband and I, but I always wanted to do something creative, and the time came for that to be done, and I could step out and do what I wanted to do. So I had been painting for about 10 years now, and the last 5 years getting more professional about it and getting it out into the world and sharing it a lot more. But even when you're sharing all your art, it still can feel lonely. You still feel like you're the only one doing it. Is it any good? Am I doing the right thing? There's all sorts of questions. And so being able to get together with a group of ladies that are so supportive and so welcoming, so in love with art also, the way I am, very engaging. It's really fun to just to see what's going to happen. We really don't set a lot of plans for ourselves. We're all really quite open to what's going to happen. When we step into the universe, what's going to happen? We don't know. So it's that part of it has been super fun because everybody's really been willing to let things evolve. And that takes kind of a personality quirk. And so it's kind of nice that we all have that same thought process of, well, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and what's going to happen, that's what's going to happen. So that's been really fun to share with the girls and just be together going forward. Really exciting with some of the new projects that we've got coming up. Yeah.
Awesome. I love that. Thank you. I think that is very exciting. And so Manas, also give us your own take on the group and give us a quick introduction into your work.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm Manas Raizade. I'm originally from France and we've been in San Diego for 4 years now. I used to live in San Francisco before. And I always say that I've been making art in San Diego since the day we moved here. I quit my job and I decided to become a full-time artist. And before that, I think art was always around me, but I had never had the chance to go for it fully. And I think I was very, very lucky because from the day I started, I Googled art classes in San Diego and I found these ladies and we became very close from the get-go. But I think like our connection as artists became deeper last year. Like during the pandemic, we really decided to be together, go through it together. And it's a very, very unique group. And I'm very blessed to have them in my life. Like we're very supportive of each other. We do projects together, but we also support like individual projects. And anytime like I need something, they need something, like as Anne said, we have this red phone, like we text each other, call each other, and that's it. Like we always come up with a solution. So it's been great on the creative side because since we meet every week, I feel like I have a boost of creativity just talking to them because even if I'm going through a funk, they're creating, they're supportive, so I'm back into my creative self. And same thing for the marketing side, all the technical side that artists don't really like at times, like because we're all doing it together, it's been great and I'm enjoying like all aspects of it.
I love that. And I think that's a great segue because you said something super important, the marketing part of it, right? Which a lot of times as artists, like that's the part that, we don't want to do that. It's like, that's the sticky part. Like, I just want to keep making the art, right? That's the fun stuff, but the marketing is what makes it visible to the world, right? And it's really fun to have seen you as a whole group participating in that, which was the Small Workhouses Challenge, where you guys all kind of joined for that, and then you did another one too, and you did your own release, and it's been really fun to see through social media, your posts and really helping each other out and shouting each other's works through the challenges and through the things that you guys have been doing, and as a community, right? And something that I love too is that even though you guys are in San Diego, it's not like you are neighbors that you can just get together for coffee, right? You are like in the San Diego-ish area, but not necessarily next door. So you still have to rely on Zoom, which is very refreshing, right? Because then artists who could be in different parts of the world can do something like what you guys are doing. So tell me a little bit about the name 5Art. At what point, did you guys said, well, let's start kind of organizing this more and have a treasurer, right? Make sure Jael, is going to manage the money. And it's, at what time did you started to thinking, oh, okay, first, we're just doing this together, but now let's start organizing it more. And maybe, I don't know, who might want to jump on this one?
I think I'll do. We started with a small challenge and we wanted to do the release at the same time. So we need a name. Okay, so we're 5. And for that one, it was 5 at 9 because it was going to be, the release was going to be at 9 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. I don't know whose idea was that. Because I'm not a morning person. And after that, we continued with the meetings and we said, okay, we need the name, but the name doesn't relate anymore. So we were talking about, and the main thing is that we're 5, but we're individuals, and we are 5 together, but we are supporting our own art. So it's kind of 5 for 1 and 1 for the 5. So that's where the 1 comes in on the 5.
So when you spell it out, it says 5, but instead of the letter I, is the number 1.
The number 1.
That's very clever. That's really good. Good marketing on that too. that is very cool. And that way, I think, starts bringing ideas back and forth between each one of you and so on. So maybe Denisa, tell us a little bit about, when you experienced the success of the first release and you saw the response of the public, did that help you to say, well, we got to do this again and start thinking of the next release and the next project?
It definitely did, because I think kind of all of us have expressed, the release sounds great. And when you're by yourself, you're kind of like, yeah, that's great. I'm going to do that. It's overwhelming. I'm not going to go through with it. So we never got to that point, because anytime, I'm not saying that we didn't kind of individually, somebody go, what are we doing? But the rest of us joined in, and it was amazing because you were doing it together, and that it pushed you forward. Every time you came to a pit stop, you'd be like, okay, really? And then it would push us forward. And we all, in that first challenge, I think the Small Works Challenge with you, Sergio, I believe that because we saw what was possible, and we actually made it to the finish line. And I think almost all of us sold out of all our pieces pretty quickly. We were blown away with the early release. It was like, whoa, we're not going to have any art left for the release. It was amazing. I highly recommend doing it with people that really support what you are doing and get it, and help you move forward when you're not feeling like it.
Very cool, very cool. And then tell us also, then you guys did it again, right? So, okay, this works, we're gonna try it again. And then in your second one, you guys also sold out fairly quickly, right?
We did. We sold out very quickly. I think all of us sold all of our pieces. So we started, we did the first one, we did the second one, and then we thought, how do we keep this momentum going? What can we do? And I think it was Manaz says, well, let's do a collaboration. And we're like, okay, how are we going to do a collaboration when the pandemic's here? We all live in different parts of the city. So we came up with this great idea that we would film 3 days. We would get it on a Monday, film us receiving it from the person in front of us. We'd do something on Wednesday about how we created it. And then the painting would leave, and we'd film that on Friday. So we had 5 weeks of us moving this painting from place to place. And it was amazing the response we would get and how people would love, oh, this is so fun watching you guys and what we're doing. And I think we posted it in the morning and it sold within the first 30 minutes.
No, 5 minutes, not 5.
Yeah. And we were all, and this is funny, we were all watching, and some of us like to sleep later than others. and I'm just reading the responses, and I'm like, oh, sold. And then I'm like, oh, wait, it says sold.
Yes,
and so I'm like, Yael, you need to get up. You're person. It says it's sold. So it's just this fun, just energy, just amazing energy that we all are like, we're all poking at Yael or she's poking at us, and it's just fun. And so from there, we've decided, Mother's Day was coming and we were all kind of feeling a little weird about it. And we all like, we kind of feel weird about this. And we decided, let's just not do it as a group. And it just kind of, like Susie says, it ebb and flows. We just kind of What feels good? What doesn't feel good? Let's
Exactly.
talk about it. If you're feeling uncomfortable about it, and it's just a very relaxed, fun way to do business, really.
That's exciting. So who started the collaboration? Who was the first one to work on the wood panel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
was.
so you were the first one, and then after that, who it went to?
Denise.
Denise.
And
Yeah.
then from Denise
Susie.
to Susie, and then
To me,
and
Uh-huh.
then
And
Manaz, you were the last one.
Has brought it in.
So Manaz, I'm asking you because I want to see the flow. So Manaz, since you were the last one, tell me about the pressure of now receiving this speech that 4 of your friends have already worked on, and like, okay, either I make it good or I'm gonna screw it all up for everybody, right?
yes.
So tell me a little bit about that process.
It was, I said it was the easiest and the hardest. It was easy because the piece was beautiful and already pretty much done. And it was hard because I had to put my touch on it. And I wanted to be, we're all together. It was like, I need to put my touch. So I had to be, I think I stared at it a lot. I put it in front of me and I was passing by next to it. I was like, okay, where do I belong here? And then it kind of came organically. I was able to put my touch, and I always put French words in my painting. So I think that was my signature, and some like street art little marks. But it was definitely very stressful. It was the pressure of not messing up something beautiful.
I'm sure a lot of pressure, and that is how exciting. A suggestion for you guys, if you decide to do this kind of collaboration again, next time you can put it up for auction instead of a one specific price, and then you can pick a charity of your choice to donate a certain percentage, and then that way it has a benefit to something, but again also for paying you for the work that you have done, as an auction. So it continues to go, because if it's sold in 5 minutes, that means a lot of people wanted it, perhaps, and then by the time they woke up and they opened their app, it was already sold. So they didn't even have a chance to say, hey, I would like to get that. So giving them that opportunity might be actually really fun as well. And
can I say something about that?
Yeah, just go ahead.
We had talked about that, and maybe you have some suggestions, because we were talking about, as an auction, how to run it, that who is, as the numbers come in, who's really tracking it? How are you tracking all of those different numbers, and who finally gets to the end, and who gets it on time? So we were like, okay, that's a lot. Let's just try it this way first, and then we'll try it that way. So that was kind of our thinking when we were in the middle of it. I think we spent a whole Tuesday just kind of talking about, how do we do an auction? How do we get it moving? And then we're like, okay, let's just put it out for sale and see how it goes. But trial and error.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and this is great because it worked really well. It's sold. So again, it just gives you now the next time, okay, now how can I improve it? And that's exactly the ways in which we can help you inside the Next Level Academy. We say, okay, we did this, Sergio, how can we do this? Like, how can we run it as an auction? I'll be happy to help on that.
I'd like to add something else.
Yeah, go ahead, Denise, and then
this time we kept the money for the sale. We kept the money, and with that money, we're paying for our website. We have a website.
Super.
5art.com. It's 5 with a 1. It's F1
V5.
Yeah, exactly.
Art.com.
Super. Awesome. Thank you. And Denise, you wanted to add something to that?
Yeah, we did. I don't want to miss this one, because we did do your challenge of small works a second time over Valentine's Day. And we titled that 5 with Love. And we each created small pieces, and 100% of the proceeds from that went to direct relief. And on top of that, we paid for all the shipping ourselves.
Wow.
And it felt really good. It's kind of, we're finding that balance between supporting our work, but also supporting, what's around us and what's going on in the world. So that was a really fulfilling, we were all as excited about writing those checks out to direct relief as we were putting money in our own banks.
I love that. I love that. Thank you. No, I think that's a great way of kind of bringing it all together, right? Maybe let's go with Susie. Susie, tell us a little about. I know you guys have a project coming up as well, in which is, again, it's all about giving back, and it's all about this, school and children. So tell us a little bit about what's coming for you guys.
Oh, okay. Well, we're actually pretty much in the beginning fun stage of thinking out loud is basically what we do on Tuesdays. Everybody brings ideas of what they think what does this look like, or what does this feel like to you, and times 5. And then we kind of start to mold that into something that is reasonable for everybody to do within the group. So we're looking at some art schools or nonprofits here in San Diego area that have classes for art, kind of gearing toward children with disabilities or adults with disabilities. I think that just it feels very good to be able to give some art supplies for that. So we're going to be pulling together our own resources, our followers, other artists in the community to gather gently used or new art supplies that we can then package up and deliver, and really be a part of another art organization's efforts to really get into their community and help the kids that need this expressive way to deal with the world. We all kind of feel pretty close about having it deal with children, and especially kids with disabilities who just already are a little bit, marginalized in society. And so let's help them out. We've got this great gift times 5 of creativity and expression, and we can really harness a lot of great energy to funnel that towards some kids that really need some time to express and feel connected to themselves and feel the love that is in the world for them. We see it every day. Feels really good to actually do it with our own hands. It's wonderful.
That's awesome. That's amazing. Well, congratulations on everything you guys have done, all the good things that are coming along the way, and even the things that you haven't even imagined just yet that are around the corner that will be coming, because that's how it works, right? You do something and then you get ideas for the next thing, and then you do that and that gives you ideas for the next thing, and one thing becomes the other, and that's exciting. And we're going to continue. Wish you great success to all of you individually as artists and also as groups as well, which is something that I love, that you guys honor also the individuality of each one of you, where, in a group you work together, but also individually you continue working in your own work and in your own career. So believe it or not, time has gone by fast, and we need to start wrapping this thing up. We have 5 voices here that we could stay here for 5 hours, right? But I'm sure our friends need to go do their thing. So what I'm going to ask each one of you, because it is a podcast and also a video show where is watched by hundreds of artists and thousands of artists probably around the world through the different mediums, through our podcast or through the videos, through social media. And something that I think there might be probably somebody out there right now watching this and says, maybe I should start something like this, or maybe I have 2-3 friends. We could start doing something together. There's 2 ways of doing things. You can sit down and wait for an opportunity to come your way, or you can get up and make opportunities happen. I think you guys have done that individually and as a group, and that is fabulous. And that's what I love about this 5-Art Group. So what I'm going to ask you as we wrap it up, I'm going to go around the room, the Zoom room, and ask you if you can have, or if you can give us one piece of advice, for that artist who's watching this right now and thinking like, well, maybe this is something I could do. I don't know. Some piece of advice for something who's in the fence, or maybe starting something like this that could perhaps motivate that person to do it, right? If you guys can do it, like we can do it, right? And give us something that perhaps really was the anchor that got you to jump into this idea. So I'll start with Anne. Anne, go ahead.
Oh, wow, this is a big one, because at the time, we're just painting and we're thinking about how do we get our art out into galleries. And then the pandemic came and it literally shut everything down. For me, it was kind of an anxiety thing, like, where am I? What am I going to do? I know I'm on Instagram and I can promote that way. But once we started working together, and if anything, I would say, okay, Denise, do you know how to do this? Or Yael or Manaz or Susie. And they would, every one of them go, here, this is how we do it. This is what we're doing. I think it's the best thing when you have a group of people that you can rely on to just help with that, to push you. I'm not the biggest tech person. I'm more into the art part, and these ladies help me every day with that.
Awesome. Awesome. Very cool. Thank you, Anne. How about you, Yael?
My advice is surround yourself with people that will bring you up.
I love that.
Oh.
That's super important, right? I think that's super good. Awesome. Thank you. Manaz.
Mine is twofold. So I think when I first started, my big thing was that I was given the advice of painting every day. No matter what, just get up and paint every day. And that built confidence in me. Mm-hmm. And the second fold for being exposed and having my art out there, I was terrified. But last year, exactly March of 2020, I decided to post on Instagram every day. And I was really, really scared of that, but it helped me grow so much. I've connected with real people, real artists, and every day I'm on there. It's a healthy relationship with social media. I'm there for art. I do my art. I look at art, I connect with artists. And I think if you want to move forward, you should be out there promoting yourself.
Awesome. Awesome. Great advice. Susie.
Yes, I would say what worked for me, and my best advice for really anybody in anything that you want to do in life, is just be brave and take the step, and don't worry about what might happen, because you don't know what might happen, because this happened. So be brave. Yeah.
Great advice. No action, no results, right? That's
Right.
Fabulous. Denise, wrap it all for everybody. Give us a piece
I
of
was
advice.
so hoping I could be last so I could go ditto, 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 ditto. You might not believe this, but I am very introverted. I'm pretty happy being home alone in my studio. And through life and business, I've learned how to be, more of an extrovert. So I just want to say, for anybody who is in your studio and you're afraid, you're not really sure where you are, even if you're beginning at art, start reaching out there and your tribe is going to appear for you. People that you're going to be able to connect with. And connection is a big thing. You got to have both. You got to have quiet studio time, but the connection really opens up your art, opens up your business of art, opens you up, period.
Absolutely. What a wonderful way to finish our conversation. Thank you so much to every one of you for your time, for making it special for us here and setting up your studio so we can see you all in your element. That's awesome. That was really
Put lipstick on.
picture perfect. Picture perfect. It's great. No, it's great. And what's that?
Thank you for having us. This was great.
Yes.
Thank you.
This was great. Thank you.
My pleasure. So what I'm going to do is invite everyone, if you're listening to the podcast or you're watching this through video, if you're watching well, you will see the Instagram handles of each of the artists here on each of their screens. And also it will be posted in the description of this video. And if you're listening through the podcast, make sure you check out the description so you can find also, the links to their Instagram accounts. And of course, make sure to check out 5art.com, which the letter I replaced with the number 1. So 5art.com, where you can follow these ladies and all the amazing things that they have done and all the amazing things that are coming along the way. So I hope that this episode inspired you to also connect with others, be part of a community. And my friend, if this is something that you believe in, do us a big favor and click on that share button so that more artists can also benefit from this conversation. So thanks everyone for watching or listening. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Check out our website at www.theartistnextlevel.com, where you will find our podcast library, learn about our upcoming webinars, find resources relevant to your career, and much more. Thanks for listening to today's podcast, and we'll see you at the next level.